So, I know that I'm not a Call of Duty YouTuber by really any stretch of the margin, but I figured I'd come on here and give my 2 cents, because I believe it was about a month or so ago I talked about Cold War during the beta, and I'm pretty sure I really had nothing bad to say other than about the aim assist, which obviously the aim assist is still definitely a little strong, but all in all, I mean, it seems like the consensus of this game is very mixed at the moment. So pretty much what I mean is, more or less, people are either really big fans of it, like myself, or absolutely hate the game. And most of people's biggest gripes is something that is either going to be fixed later down the line or, can be fixed at least. Those two things being weapon balance, which is always an issue at the beginning of an FPS's life cycle. I mean, look at Battlefield, Call of Duty, anything like that. And of course there's going to be, imbalances, and that's just how it has been and probably always will be. And the part that annoys me is that people take this, these like minor flaws to heart, and I just don't get it, I guess. Like, it just really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, for the simple fact that the game's brand new. It's not like the devs can figure out every teeny tiny little thing. And I really don't get it. I really don't. But then the other thing is the maps. Now, obviously, Cartel has kind of turned into a meme since the beta, really. Just with like the bushes and everything else, and the visibility just in general not being too great on the map. But I don't know, I guess it's kind of grown on me in a way. Like, if we're talking strictly about playing Search and Destroy, it has definitely grown on me, more than it did in respawn modes on the beta. So, in other words, I kind of feel like people are jumping the gun a little bit when it comes to how the map actually plays, or how really any map actually plays, because they play respawn modes, and I get a lot of people enjoy that, but I've come to really like Search and Destroy this year. I've never really been a big Search person before this. I play a little bit of Valorant, but a lot of Counter-Strike, so I guess the fact that I'm enjoying Search should make sense, but in a Call of Duty, I just never really cared too much for it, if that makes sense. Like, I never played GBs back in the day or nothing like that, so like, when it came to actually playing Search, I was just like, if my buddies are playing, I'll play. Like, I don't know. But with me saying that, personally, I do not feel like there is a bad map, there is an exception, and this might be controversial. I know a lot of people hate Cartel, and the fact that I said that is already controversial enough. But the map that I can't seem to get to grow on me at all happens to be Checkmate, of all maps. To me, it's just not a very great map at all. The plane is dog shit, to put it lightly. Like, that's me being generous with it. It's dog shit. And then on top of that, like, there's just a lot of little corners that people can camp in, and that's a lot of people's complaints with almost every map, is that there's a lot of like little cubbies that players can just sit. And to be fair, I don't think it really comes down to map design as much as it does the players themselves just not being great players. Like, I don't know, I feel like that's something that's plagued Call of Duty over the last 5 or 6 years, is how people have started to adapt to playing. And that's pretty much like one of the best things that we got from the advanced movement. Like, if you think about it, if the game is based on constantly moving and using these new movement techniques so that way you're not sitting still, it actually did more good than it did bad. And I get why everyone missed boots on the ground, because I'm one of those people, but if you look back at that, you'll understand what I'm saying. And if you play Modern Warfare or Cold War, you get exactly what I'm talking about. They're literally seems to be an overabundance of people who just refuse to fucking move. And as someone who's like cracked out when I play basically, and I really just do not sit still unless I'm sniping on like satellite or whatever, it gets really frustrating that people will sit in the same exact spot the entire fucking game and they just do not get up to move whatsoever. It's frustrating because, as like I said, as someone who moves around a lot, you're expecting a fight at almost every turn, and then you'll run halfway through the map and get killed from your back or from your side from someone sitting in a corner. So the only way to avoid that basically is having map awareness, which obviously comes with time. And as someone who put over a day's worth of time, and you know, of course, between zombies and multiplayer, because I haven't even scratched zombies yet, I'm strictly speaking of the multiplayer right now, of course, but I have over a day's worth of time, and most of that is in multiplayer. Now, I know I said that I'm like a big search person, and that's when I'm playing with other people, but if I hop on, you know, just for a couple games by myself, I do play respawn modes. Depending on the match and depending on how the players are playing, it can be really fun. Whereas I just mentioned, if people are, you know, not being, we'll say active during the game, it can really kill the fun, and I can understand that. So enough about maps and modes, because the modes are what we've had in pretty much every Call of Duty over the last couple of years, with the exception, of course, being Combined Arms and Fireteam, which I guess I'll briefly talk about that. Combined Arms is not bad, in my opinion. The maps at the moment aren't my favorite, but because I do prefer the strike versions of Armada and especially Crossroads over the actual maps themselves. And the one thing I can't seem to wrap my mind around is why the fuck they think putting Cartel in a 24-player mode will bode better than having it in a 12-person. Doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. But all in all, I do enjoy the mode as a whole. I know a lot of people are like, oh, but there's vehicles, this is Call of Duty, not Battlefield, if I want vehicles, I'll play Battlefield. Cool, don't play it then, that's why it's an option, it's not something we're forced to play. It's something that will help break up the monotony of playing the same, what is it, like 6 to 8 modes. The VIP Escort mode I haven't played at all in launch, but in the beta I didn't mind it. And then there's Fireteam, and Fireteam to me is a lot more fun than Ground War was in Modern Warfare. Now, I will definitely make this statement. I know this is a very 50-50 statement, because there's really only 2 real developers for Call of Duty. I prefer Treyarch's work over Infinity Ward's. I always have. All the Black Ops games were far better than anything that Infinity Ward put out, except for the earlier CODs. Obviously love COD 4, very first COD I ever played, and I have very fond memories with a lot of the maps in that game, the guns, the play, like the play style, the gameplay itself. It's a very good game. The game that a lot of people seem to have the most fond memories with, that for some reason I do not, is Modern Warfare 2. To me, it's not the best COD that's came out, but I was also 9 years old when that game first came out, so I can't really have much of an opinion. And then, you know, you had, in my opinion, one of the greatest Call of Duties ever made, Modern Warfare 3. I know that might make a lot of people like, what the fuck, or go, what the fuck, because I just made the statement that I truly wholeheartedly believe that Modern Warfare 3 was better and far more fun than Modern Warfare 2. And I will probably always stand by that. I really will. And then, I don't even remember what games Infinity Ward made after. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they made Infinite Warfare. And that's a fucking joke to the franchise. So, there's that. But let's look at Treyarch. I mean, we literally got World at War. And to me, that is top 3 of any Call of Duty or first-person shooter, in my opinion. I think that game stands out more than any of them. The multiplayer was fantastic. It brought us zombies for the first time. I have not fully played through the campaign, but I easily could. But I'm pretty sure that it was a really good campaign for a COD anyway. So we go from Modern Warfare, we go from Modern Warfare from Infinity Ward, great game, to World at War, great game, back to Infinity Ward with Modern Warfare 2, one of the most goated Call of Duties ever, so far anyway. Then we go to Black Ops, very first Black Ops game, which continued the zombie saga, which made hella fucking people happy. Not even to mention the amount of DLC we got with Black Ops 1. Fantastic game. Then we jump to Modern Warfare 3, one of my favorite games of all time, which brought us survival mode, which expanded on Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops, which was already fun in and of itself, but then we get the survival mode, and that is probably one of my favorite things for Modern Warfare 3. Then we go from Modern Warfare 3 to, and trust me, if you guys have listened this far and thought that I wasn't going to talk about Black Ops 2, you're insane. Obviously, I told you I'm not like a COD YouTuber, and I'm not a super big COD fanboy. I do enjoy the games, but Black Ops 2 I have extremely fond memories with. I think I only got to like Prestige 2 in multiplayer, but I was, again, 12 to 13 during that life cycle, so, but it easily top 3 Call of Duty. I can't place World at War, Modern Warfare 3, or Black Ops 2 above one another. I love those 3 CODs. COD 4 would be in top 5, obviously. But anyway, then, of course, after that, we get hit with another Infinity Ward game, which brought on another company that I think many people agree with this. Ghost is one of the worst fucking Call of Duties or first-person shooters ever made. Some people will completely disagree with that, and that's fine, but that game fucking sucked dick. And then we get to the very first Advanced Movement COD, which was Advanced Warfare, a game that I actually really liked. And I know that that is another statement that a lot of people are not going to agree with, but that is one of the best Advanced Movement games next to Black Ops 3, which came right after. And then we had Infinite Warfare, absolute dog shit, to, what was after Infinite? Then we went from Infinite Warfare to World War II, to Black Ops 4, to Modern Warfare, to now. And I know this was like Cold War, like my personal opinion, but I figured we'd talk about this. Most people are going to cater towards Treyarch, I feel, because especially in the last few years, they have came out with far better games, or far better polished games than Infinity Ward. Infinity Ward doesn't have anything extra to offer, in my opinion, whereas we know every time there's a Treyarch game being made, zombies is going to be a thing. And on top of all this, I guess I'll get into my next thing about Cold War. And I'm sorry that I'm rambling in this video, but I figured why not? Let's just talk about the history while we're at it. I actually had to go back because I rambled for so damn long to figure out what I was talking about. The Fire Team mode. So the Fire Team mode, like I said, I think is far more fun than Ground War. It's not something I play every day, but like as I stated before, it does break up the monotony of you know, just playing the basic multiplayer maps. Now, I could not sit here and talk about Cold War without bringing up the fan favorite zombies. My brother, who is a better zombies player than me and has played more zombies than me, will tell you straight up he loves the zombies, and from someone who has played from World at War until now and grinded every single zombies map that has been released, and he goes from looking at it and saying it looks like dog shit to playing it and saying that it is one of the most fun, zombies maps and iterations of zombies that he has played. That says something. A lot of people are judging the book by its cover and taking these reviews a little bit too seriously without actually putting in the time to play the game themselves. If multiplayer is something that you are not intrigued with, my whole mantra since day one has been, okay, that's fine, but don't shit talk the game when I feel like a lot of people are going to say this too. This has been one of the best CODs, in my opinion, that has been released in the last 5 years. A lot of people really loved Modern Warfare. And I get that. I mean, it wasn't a horrible game, but the maps were absolute dog shit. And to me, I feel like I get everyone's discrepancy with the fact there's only 8 maps, and that's why at the beginning of the video I said that it's something that will be changed. We get free DLC now. I get that to a lot of people they'd rather have the maps up front, but the DLCs should be way bigger than they were in Modern Warfare. And what everyone is also seeming to forget is that Modern Warfare only had 9 maps when it shipped, and we got 8 this year. People's biggest issue with that is the fact that 2 of the maps are cut down versions of what was in Combined Arms. And I mean, I get it, it's kind of shitty, but those maps aren't bad maps. If they were, I could understand people's issues, but chances are people are going to play the normal modes over the Combined Arms modes than play Combined Arms over the original. So to most people, they aren't even really going to care that it's a cut down version, because they are playing the core modes and occasionally playing the bigger, more expanded on maps like Armada and Crossroads. But anyway, zombies. It's something that I put 7, almost 8 hours into, and I know a lot of people have put a lot more time. It is obviously what you've been watching this entire video, but I've had a fucking blast this year with zombies, and what makes me even more excited is if I'm enjoying the very first map, I can't even tell you how excited I am for what's to come with probably the 4, 5, or potentially even 6 or more maps that we're going to get throughout the year. One thing I'm hoping, and it's a big hope and a pretty big stretch at the same time because this game isn't on Steam, is that we'll be able to get the developer tools and have custom maps. How that will work exactly, I'm not sure, because as I said, we can't go through the workshop like we can for Black Ops 3, but that would be badass to see what people do with the mod tools in a new COD. It's something I feel like more developers should do with their add-on modes, because especially with there being free DLC, they don't have to worry about them choosing the custom maps over the free DLC because they're playing the game either way. But all in all, I like the new Pack-a-Punch system. I like how there's tiers to the weapons. I really just like how zombies functions now as a whole. The exfil thing, if people aren't a big fan on, don't use it. If people don't like the support and want to just play classic zombies, do that. Use all your supplies and high quality supplies to upgrade your guns and armor. That's what people aren't understanding, is that there is options in this game. Like, if you don't like respawns, play search. If you don't like search, don't play the multiplayer, which I get if you're playing, or sorry, not playing, but paying for a $60 game. You're gonna want to enjoy all aspects, but the reality of it is, we get these games every year, we should know what to expect by now. So if you pay $60 and you aren't a fan of it, that's your loss. There's gonna be countless more people that do actually enjoy it, like myself, who were more than happy to pay the $60 because they realize that they're actually taking a step in the right direction now, versus not. They're not taking steps back. I understand that we didn't get a whole bunch of weapons, a whole bunch of maps, whatever. But my biggest thing is the fact that people are forgetting that these people were not working in their offices for this game. We literally have a pandemic going on, and they still managed to put out one of the best CODs in the more recent year. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the greatest COD we've ever gotten. I don't think we've still gotten the greatest COD. We have great CODs that we can place at #1 for now, but even next year we could get blown away by, you know, whatever they bring us. It could be the most fun COD that we've had to date. And a lot of people are, you know, I've just seen shit. I can't even say a lot of people are saying it, but I've seen like articles and stuff, or just people commenting here and there that, you know, having a remastered version of like Black Ops 2 or something would be better than them releasing a new COD. In my personal opinion, I do not believe that. I feel like we kind of look at these older CODs through a pair of tinted glasses and try to, you know, make them seem like they're this golden piece of artwork, when in reality, if you go back and play them, you're gonna have fun, but you can have just as much fun with the new CODs. If they want old maps to be brought back, I mean, Modern Warfare did it in the right direction, but I don't feel like those maps fit the style of gameplay that Modern Warfare introduced. Like, for example, Crash, Vacant, Hard Hat, like, you know, Shipment even. The game is too fast-paced to bring in those older maps from a slower-paced game. It's not that they don't work. It's more or less that people's play styles have changed very drastically since 2009 and 2011. Some for the good and a lot for the bad. The main thing that killed those maps was literally the fact that people just sat in corners, whereas before everyone was moving around unless you were sniping, and even then we had the breed of fucking quick scopers from Modern Warfare 2 and 3, so they didn't make those maps absolutely garbage. Let's not forget they added Rust to the game, and it was almost unplayable. A fan favorite from Modern Warfare 2 that was literally intolerable because it's too damn chaotic. You're getting C4'd from this corner, getting shot in your back, whatever. And I feel like, again, people look at these older Call of Duties and act like I said, like they were perfect. You know, a lot of people complain about map design and spawns and all this and guns and yada yada whatever. Like, the biggest complaint this year so far, the M16 is valid. I feel like that shit is super overpowered, but if you go back and look at Call of Duty 4, it was overpowered then. No one was bitching and moaning. If you want to talk the MP5, the last 2 years now for Modern Warfare in this game, that has been the biggest complaint, is that the MP5 was too damn strong. But let's not forget, you had Black Ops 2 with the MSMC, and that shit ripped. You had the FMG9s that you could akimbo in Modern Warfare 3. You had the most overpowered shotgun in existence, the Model 1887, that you could fucking akimbo. Don't get me wrong, I think the shotguns may need a little, you know, little touch to tone them down. But my point is everyone tries to shit on this game, and we're, what, a week into the life cycle? How are people making these pre-assumptions that this is going to be a shitty Call of Duty? Or try and talk shit and say that X and X, or, you know, X and Y or whatever is bad or unbalanced or this or that, when it's legit been out now for 10 days. We're a little over a week into the life cycle, and people are talking about that it's boring and this and that. It's Call of Duty, man. You guys are acting like it's going to be Cyberpunk or something. It's something that we get yearly in November. And if you don't want it, don't buy it. But from my honest opinion and my standpoint, I guess, this is going to be one of the biggest Call of Duties that we've had yet. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching 25 odd minutes of some zombies gameplay in the background. I hope you guys weren't too annoyed with listening to me ramble for just about 25 minutes now. It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna go get some sleep, at least go lay down and attempt to sleep. So thank you guys for watching and listening. If you guys want to hear me, I guess, ramble more on, you know, stuff like this, then cool. If not, I mean, I get it. Thank you guys for watching anyway. As always, guys, I'll catch you all in the next one.